homework, right, and see if it makes sense then. Okay, so the first one was number what? 6, right, okay. Right, so number 6 reads, the given diagram shows the line A and B intersecting, am I on the right one? I am, at the point 5, 2. So this is line A and line B is going this way. And this is the point 5, 2. Okay, use the grid to find the slopes of A and B. So you have to use rise over run. Okay, why have I to use rise over run? Because I can't use the formula. Why can't I use the slope formula? Because I only have how many points? I've only 1 point, don't I? And I need 2. Would you agree? Right, okay. So when you have a grid, right, and there's boxes, you use rise over run. So for A, we'll do A first. So you pick 2 points on the line. Any 2 points, anywhere at all, right? So it's your choice. Now, I wouldn't pick here because it's not on a corner. I might pick there, right, okay? I wouldn't pick this one. I would pick that one. I did pick that one. So you pick ones that are exactly on a corner. Does that make sense to you? Okay, so there on my diagram in the book, I picked 2 points. So I picked here and here. So rise is how many boxes up? So 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes up. Yeah, run 2 across. Yeah, okay. So the slope of A is rise over run. So that would be 4 over 2, which is actually 2. Is that okay? I'll minimize that now in a minute. I just want to look at B. So B is also rise over run. And A has a positive slope, doesn't it? So I don't need to stick in a minus, right? A has a positive slope, so I don't need to stick in a minus. What's the story with B? Positive or negative? Negative, isn't it? Because if you're at the bottom of the hill, you'd have to go backwards to go up the hill. So it's a negative slope, so I'm going to have to stick in a minus there. I'll stick it in right now while I think of it. Right? Is that okay? Right, so off you go to B. So again, for B, you pick any 2 points, right? And I have 2 marked here. So you pick ones that are exactly on the corners of the grid. Is that okay? So I picked this one here and this one at the end. Okay? But there's one in the middle there, 5, 2 is also on the corner. You could use that one. So it doesn't matter which 2 you use, right? You just pick any 2 points. So I picked these 2. Is that alright? So rise is how many boxes up? 2. How many boxes across? 1, 2, 3, 4 across, right? Okay. So the rise over the run for B is 2 over 4, right? And I've already said it's negative, so I've stuck a minus in front of it. Is that okay? Right. Minus 2 over 4 cancels down to minus a half, right? Do you have to cancel it? No. No, you don't have to cancel it. But we normally do if we can, right? Okay. Investigate if A and B are perpendicular to each other. So if I want to show 2 lines are perpendicular, I multiply. So I multiply one slope by the other slope. So the slope of A is 2, the slope of B is minus a half, I multiply them. So into the calculator with that I get minus 1. Right, what does that tell me? That's the magic number, isn't it? So what does that mean? A is perpendicular to B. So when I multiply them, if I got any other number except minus 1, they would not be perpendicular. Remember, an upside down T is the short way of writing perpendicular. Is that okay? So I was too lazy to write out the word. So A is perpendicular to B. Are we good? Right, okay. And find the equation of the line A. So the equation, to find the equation of a line, y minus y1 equals m into x minus x1 is the formula. You need a point, and they gave me a point on A. They told me 5, 2 was on both lines. Right, I also need a slope. Right, I have a slope, I just got it using rise over run, so it's 2 for A. Is that alright? So then you fill in x1, y1, fill in. So it's y minus 2 equals 2 into x minus 5. Is everyone okay? I flew through that, but is everyone okay? I filled in for x1, y1 and the slope. Then I multiply out y minus 2 equals 2x, 2 by x is 2x, 2 by minus 5 is minus 10. Remember the 2 outside the bracket, you have to multiply everything in the bracket by 2. Right? Then you want x term, y term equals number. So build a wall. Your 2x is moving, so it becomes minus 2x. Your y is here already, so that stays at plus y. There's your wall. This minus 10 is over here. Now, just be careful. Some people write that down as 10. That's not 10, that's minus 10, isn't it? So it's minus 10, and the minus 2 comes over the wall and becomes a plus 2. Isn't that right? So your answer is minus 2x plus y equals minus 8. Minus 10 plus 2 is minus 8. Are we good? Questions? Okay. Right, okay. Right, can I move on to number 7? Can I take that away? Going, gone. Is that okay? Number 7. Right, in the given diagram, so we have points A and B are on one line. So there's A and B. Right, okay, are on one line. Right, the point C is on another line. So C is 0, 5. And I have minus 1, 5. And I have 2, minus 1 for B. Is that okay? Right. So the line L, so they call this the line L, they tell me they're parallel. So what do I know about parallel lines, please? They have the same slope, okay? So parallel lines have the same slope. Okay, so even if I wrote that down, I'll have marks, right? Okay, so I know parallel lines have the same slope. So if I haven't a clue how to do it, but I write this down, right, have the same slope. I've gone a step in the right direction, haven't I? So once you go a step in the right direction, you get marks, okay? Right, now, in order to get the slope of L, right, okay, I have a grid there, but, so I could do rise over run, couldn't I, on the grid, right, okay, because there's a grid there, and I could count the boxes up and the boxes across, couldn't I, to get the slope of this line. Would you agree? Right, or I could get the slope of AB using the formula. So I could get the slope of AB using the formula. Now, I'm not interested in AB, I'm interested in this line over here. But if I get the slope of AB, because I know they're the same slope, it's also the slope of that line. Would you agree? So I'm going to get the slope, I'm going to do this one differently because I don't want to use rise over run because I just used it. Just so you can see there's lots of different ways to do it. Okay? So I call this x1, y1, x2, y2. Off I go to the log tables and get the slope formula. So it's y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. So y2 is minus 1. Then I have a minus sign. Then I have y1, which is 5, all over x2, which is 2. Then I have a minus sign, and then I have a minus 1. Okay, so underneath the line I've ended up with 2 minuses in a row. They'll give me a plus. Into the calculator with that and press equals and you get minus 2. Is that okay? So that's not the line I'm interested in. I know the slope of this line is minus 2. I've just figured it out. This is the line I'm interested in. Right? What's the slope of the line I'm interested in? Also, minus 2. How do I know it's minus 2? Because they told me they were parallel. Okay? So the line I'm interested in goes to the point 0, 5. Right? It has a slope of minus 2. And they asked me to find the equation. So it's y minus y1 equals m into x minus x1. Right, so this is x1 y1 fill in. So it's y minus 5 equals minus 2 into x minus 0. With me? Multiply in. So y minus 5 equals minus 2 by x is minus 2x. Now minus 2 by 0 is just 0, isn't it? So I don't need to write that down. Is that okay that I don't write it down? Would I be wrong if I wrote it down? No, just means nothing. I don't want to save ink in my pen. Is that right? Okay, so 2 by 0 is 0. Right, okay. Then build a wall. You want the x term, the y term equal to number. So minus 2x comes over, becomes plus 2x. Y is here already, so stays as plus y. And I want minus 5 over this side, so minus 5 comes over the wall and becomes a plus 5. And there's my answer. Is that okay? Now, you could have, because there was grids on the page, you could have used rise over run and went straight and got the slope of L. Okay? But I just wanted to do it this way to show you this way also. Yes? Yeah. Okay, any questions? Who got it right? No one? Okay. Who got the slope of AB? Okay, good. Right, that's a start. What did the rest of you do? What did you do? Did anyone? You got the numbers? Did anyone use rise over run? No? Okay. Right. Okay, that's how you do it. Right, okay. And girls, there's always a question like this on the junior cert. Now, I know you'll have the new junior cycle, so I can't say for definite it'll be on it, but it used to always be on the old one. Okay, where they give you information about a line and ask you about a parallel line or ask you about a perpendicular line. Okay, so they give you information about one line, then they ask you to give them information about another line that's parallel or perpendicular. Okay, like these questions here. Number 8. Which of these lines is parallel to 3x plus y minus 4 equals 0? So parallel lines have the same slope. Would you agree? So this is, I'm given the equation of a line. In order to get the slope of the line, I need to rearrange so y equals everything else. So leave the y, build your wall, leave the y, bring over the 3x, it becomes a minus 3x, and bring over the minus 4 becomes a plus 4. So what is the slope of this line? Slope of this line is minus 3. It's the number in front of x. Is that okay? Are we good with that? Right, then it gives me line A. And line A is y equals 3x minus 2. What's the slope of line A? It's all done for you. What's the slope of that? 3, because it's already rearranged for you. Y equals everything else. Okay? B. So y equals 1/3 x plus 4. What's the slope of B? 1/3, isn't it? Slope of B is 1/3. Right? C is, oh, you have to do a bit of work on C. So C is 6x plus 2y plus 7 equals 0. Agreed? Okay, so what have I to do with this? I have to rearrange it so I have y equal to everything else. Okay? So we'll leave the 2y. Bring over the 6x, it becomes a minus 6x. Bring over the plus 7, it becomes a minus 7. What I do now? Divide everything by 2. There's a 2 stuck to the y, so to unstick it, I'm dividing everything by 2. They cancel. Here, this actually divides. Sometimes it's a fraction, but it actually divides this time. Minus 6 divided by 2 is what? It's minus 3, isn't it? So that's minus 3x minus 7 over 2. That number there doesn't count at the moment. Slope of that line is what? What's the slope of that line? Minus 3. Okay? And finally, they give me D. So D is x plus 3y plus 2 equals 0. What have I to do with that? Rearrange it so I have y equals. Agreed? Okay, so you get 3y equals minus x minus 2. What I do now? Divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. They cancel, okay? They don't cancel this time, so you just get y equals, what's this fraction with this x? What's the fraction in front of the x? Minus 1 over 3, isn't it? So remember there's a 1 understood to be there, so the fraction there is minus 1 over 3 x minus 2 over 3. What's the slope of that line? Minus 1/3. So they said, gave me this line, they said, is A, B or C or D? Which one is parallel? Answer? Which one is parallel? A, B, C or D? No. No. Say it louder. Someone answer me. Which one? You already know parallel lines have the same slope. So which one has the same slope? Say it loud, I can't hear. C. C has the same slope, doesn't it? That's the slope of minus 3. This is the slope of minus 3. So the line they gave me is parallel to C. That was the question. Which line is it parallel to? Okay? Right, 9. The point A has coordinates 1, 7. And the point B has coordinates 3, 1. The midpoint of AB is P. I'm not going to read anymore. What am I going to do? The midpoint of AB is 2. What I do? Get the midpoint, won't I? So I'm not reading anymore. Right, okay, I'm just stopping there and I'm getting the midpoint. So off I go to my log table to get my midpoint formula. It's x1 over x2 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. Okay, so we call this x1, y1, and we call this x2, y2. So we fill in. So we get 3, sorry we don't, we get 1 plus 3 all over 2, and we get 7 plus 1 all over 2. Midpoint is the only one you can't put the whole lot in together, so you put the first bit in and you'll get 2, and then you cancel that off and you put the second bit in and you get 4. So that 2, 4 is the midpoint of that, and they say call that point P. Okay, is that right? So that's point P. Are we good? Find the coordinates of P, just did. Now find the equation of the line. So I'm looking for the equation of a line. So y minus y1 equals m into x minus x1. In order to get the equation of a line, what do I need to know? What do I need to know in order to get the equation of a line? I need the slope and a point. And they told me the point. They told me the point was 2, 4. Okay. They didn't tell me the slope, so I'm missing the slope, aren't I? So I'm not ready to fill that out just yet. So they had to give me a way to find the slope, and the way they told me to find the slope, it's perpendicular to this line. So x plus 5y minus 7 equals 0. It's perpendicular to this. So I need to find the slope of this line. How will I find the slope of this line? What's the first line? 5y equals minus x, excellent, plus 7. Then I'm going to divide each term by 5. Fives cancel. What's the slope of this line? What's minus 1 over 5, isn't it? It's a number in front of x, and remember there's a 1 understood to be there. Now, that's not the slope I'm looking for. The line over here is perfect. The line I'm looking for is perpendicular, right? So what's the story with perpendiculars? And if you look at me, I'm giving you a hint. How do you get the slope of a perpendicular line? Turn it upside down and change the sign. So it was a minus, it's now a plus, and it was 1 over 5. What's it now? 5 over 1. Now 5 over 1 is just what? 5. 5 over 1 is just 5. So now I have my point and my slope. So x1, y1. So it's y minus 4 equals 5 into x minus 2. So that's y minus 4 equals 5x minus 10 multiplied in. Now I want xy equals number. So the 5x comes over, becomes a minus 5x. Y is here already, it stays as a y. Minus 10 is over here, and the minus 4 comes over and becomes a plus 4. Minus 5x plus y equals minus 6. I'd just like to remind you, to the people who are not listening to me, people who've tuned out, this is for you. I know how to do these. Yeah. So the people who've tuned out, tune back in. Yeah, I am looking at you and I can see you've tuned out. Okay? Any questions? Right. What else had I got? Up to number what? 11. So I have 10 and 11 to do yet. Okay? So number 10. The line equals y equals 2x plus 5. It intersects the y-axis. We haven't done that yet, okay? But we'll be coming on to the whole section on that now. They've jumped the gun. Write down the slope of the line. Right, okay? Oh, we have it done. The slope of this line is what? And remember, the other piece of information is where it intersects the y-axis, isn't it? So what's the other piece of information? 0, 5, isn't it? So there's my slope, there's my point, right, of that line. Okay? Then they said, write down the slope of the line and the coordinates of P. So they said, call that P. Right? Find the equation of the line through P. So I'm looking for the equation of a new line. Right? It's through P. So that means it's going through 0, 5. And it's perpendicular to this line. So perpendicular, what's the slope of my new line? So it's perpendicular to this line. So what's the slope of my new line? Minus a half, isn't it? Turn it upside down, change the sign. So that was 2 over 1. Now it's 1 over 2. It was a plus, now it's minus. You with me? Okay, call this x1, y1 and fill in. So that's y minus 5 equals minus a half into x minus 0. Okay? Are we with me? Right, what I do now? When I have a fraction, what have I to do with what's underneath the line? Yeah, bring it up and multiply this side by 2. And I leave the minus 1 over here into x minus 0. Okay, is that right? Multiply into the brackets. Yes? Yeah. So multiply into the brackets. I get 2y minus 10 equals minus 1x. Now, I'm not going to bother with that 0. Why am I not going to bother with that 0? Because 1 by 0 is 0. So it doesn't count anyway, it's 0. Right? Then I want build a wall, I want the x term first, then the y term equal to the number. So bring the minus 1x, it becomes a plus 1x, doesn't it? Which is just x. Right? Now if we wrote down 1x, exact same thing. Y is here already, so leave it here. And minus 10 goes over and becomes plus 10. There's my answer. Is that okay? Right, okay, and finally number 11. Use the grid in the given diagram to write down the slope of L, so a slope of A. So what do I need, girls? If it's just a grid, I can get points, can't I? But it'd be easier if I have a grid. What's the easiest way to get the slope? Rise over run. Okay? Equals rise over run. Okay, so I'll put over the diagram. Okay, and let's have a look. So you pick 2 points that are exactly on the cross. So wait, now I'm going to pick, P's already picked, so how about I pick P, right? And will I pick this one over here because it's exactly on the grid. Okay, is that alright? You can't see, it's super teeny. Right, okay, and now you can't see because it's up here. Right, right over run is how many boxes up? Oh, actually I went too far. How many boxes up? 1. How many boxes across? It's 3. Positive or negative? Positive or negative slope? Can I see positive or negative slope? Positive. Right, okay. So it's rise is 1 box, run is 3 boxes, okay? Right, so back over here and it's positive, so I don't need to stick in a minus sign. Right, so the rise is 1 and the run is 3. Is that okay? Right, now write the equation of A in the form y equals mx plus c. So this is using the different one, okay? Now, what the hell is c? Remember we had, what the hell is that number there? It's where it cuts the y-axis, isn't it? So where does it cross over the y-axis? At 2. So I know that number is 2, don't I? Yeah. Right, okay. So I know m is 1/3 x plus, and we know that number is 2. Okay, job done. Is that alright? Write down the coordinates of P and hence find the equation of the line through P which is perpendicular to A. So now I'm looking for a new line, y minus y1 equals m into x minus x1. Right, it goes through P and they told P is on the diagram. So I just read P off the diagram. It's 3 across 3 and up 3. Sorry, it's all magnified. Apologies. Thank you. So from the diagram in the book, girls, trust me, P is 3, 3. Okay? You just read it off the grid. Okay? So this new line goes through P and it is perpendicular to this line over here. What's the slope of this line over here? 1/3, isn't it? What's the slope of perpendicular line? Minus 3/1, isn't it? So that is a plus, change it to a minus and flip it 3/1. 3/1 is just what? 3. So that's just minus 3, isn't it? So we're looking for the slope of a new line that goes through 3, 3, x1, y1, and it's got a slope of minus 3. So it's y minus 3 equals minus 3 into x minus 3. Is that okay? x1 and y1 and slope. Multiply out y minus 3 equals minus 3x. Just be careful here, a minus by a minus is a plus, 3 3s are 9. So you want x term, build a wall, x term, y term equals number. So minus 3x comes over, becomes plus 3x. Y is here already, stays as y. Right, this is 9 is over here. Minus 3 comes over, becomes a plus 3. So I get 3x plus y equals 12. Is that okay? Bit squashed in there, sorry. I was running out of board. Are we good with that? Better? Yeah. Please say yes. Yes. Right, okay. So I won't have time. What time is it? I don't have time to move on. Right, okay, so yeah, I've only 4 or 5 minutes left, okay. So we're going to do out to some of the test yourself questions at the end. Okay, so page 276 to 277. Let's do number 2. Number 3. Number 4. That'll do me. Okay? So page 276 to 277. So it's at the end, it's the test yourselves questions at the end of the chapter. Okay? I will take a picture and put it up.